Guys, do you ever sit down and see one of these things on your desk and wonder, what can I do with that? This would be so fun to do something with. What am I going to do with it? So this morning I had that and I did that. And I was thinking, what can I do with this? Because I don't want to throw it away. Perfect, heartfelt, and lovely. Those are really great sentiments, actually. So I thought, let's make a multimedia tag out of it. So I started pulling some stuff out of my box, and I was looking for cardstock, and I thought, well, this will work. I can do that because the colors will blend really well. And I thought, well, here's a scrap, and it kind of, here's a scrap. And I picked those two up, and I stopped right there. You guys, let's make a beautiful card out of this. Not a grungy mixed media tag. Let's make a card. Let me show you how easy it is to make a simple card that's perfect, heartfelt, and lovely. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to get a piece of white cardstock. And my cards lately have been 5.5 by 6.5. 5.5 by 6. So 11 by 6.5 is what we need here. Is my paper perfect? Well, it pretty much is. I really didn't need to do that. But it seemed to be a little crooked. It probably isn't. Oh, 5.5. No, 6.5. I almost blew that, didn't I? 6.5. Does that sound right? Okay. 5.5 by 6.5. I feel like that's a little, but maybe not. Maybe that's perfect. Let me double check my scoreboard here. I actually marked my envelope. This is how I'm remembering. I took my envelope maker and I wrote some things over here. Now, unfortunately, that 4.25 by 5.5 is incorrect. You have to pay extra shipping for that. But I marked, it's 5 by, that's why I needed to cut the other. It's 5 by 6.5. I put a little dot by the one I like to use for my cards because this one actually works well and you can ship it for no extra charge. So it's 5 by 6.5. So I need 10 by 6.5, not 11. So let's do 10. And what I mean by 10, why we need 10 is because, of course, that 5.5 has to be double so that we can fold this directly in half and have our card base. So let's just fold that perfectly in the middle. When I say perfect, I mean as close to it as possible. There we go. And there we have our card base. Okay, so that's going to ship for no extra cost. This one is going this way. So, except I folded it crooked. Okay, so we're going to shave it down just a tad. Just a tiny tad. It's still going to measure out the same. Did I do the same on this? Yeah, let's just go ahead and shave it. Don't cut it, just shave it. All right, so this is going to be 6.5 this way. So I want this one to be 6 and what would it look like if I did a whole 1/2 inch on this side? I think I'm just going to do this one at 6. All right, so we've got that base. I don't think I need that anymore. I think the rest we can do scissors. Now, what I'm going to do with this, it's going to be so pretty. And you know what? Again, I'm just using scraps except for the base. I did use a new piece of paper for that. Let's get out some foam. Some foam tape. I have, let's see here. I need this one. Is that also foam tape? That's also foam tape and easier to grab. Okay, I'm going to use this foam tape. We're going to give it some dimension. We're going to put some tape all over the back of this. Uh-oh. This one has the lines on it, so I want to make sure that they're not perforated. Okay, they're not. If it's perforated, it's going to look pretty weird on the other side of my card, but it's not perforated. It's just marked on this side, so that's good news. We're going to go all the way around this one. This is going to be such a quick and easy little project, and it's going to look beautiful. Just using up those scraps, those opportunities that are left on your box or in your scrap box or on your desk will use up those opportunities and options and opportunities. I'm gonna make myself a box that says that options and opportunities. But the thing is, I have so many boxes around here, it ends up getting me in trouble. I think that's part of the problem. I am one of those people, I have always loved organizational supplies. I love office supplies. I love all that stuff. It's so much fun. But I end up buying some of those things thinking, oh, I know I'll have a reason for this. And then I go home and look for stuff to put in it. It's like I didn't really need it. I just, yeah, didn't really need to add an additional organizational product to my collection, because then I'm just looking for stuff to put in it. And then I have all these organizational things and don't have the room for them. And then it starts me all over on a new cycle. It's like, oh, well, maybe I should try it this way instead, because that stuff didn't fit. You know, it's silly. I know it's silly. But at least I recognize it. It's a problem. And I'm like, I'm going to save myself some money and I'm just going to make all my organizational boxes. And then, I'm not happy with them and I find something else. All right. I know. The struggle is real. Does anybody else do that though? Is it just me? I love organization, but I rarely follow through with it. I think it's my ADD. It's the creativity in me, keeping me going, trying different things. Okay, let's see here. Almost done with this tape stuff. There we go. Now, just kind of try to center that the best that I can. It always adds such a nice little touch to have that lifted. It's just a little extra. Now for the fun part, let's do this. And all I wanted to do was just kind of glue this on here, which I probably should have done first, because now it's going to be a little more difficult. So how wide was that? It was 4.5 wide. So we're just going to cut this at 4.5 wide. And yes, I will use my trimmer. I want that purple in there though. And that's barely imperfect. Okay, hang on. I'm going to shave that back. Just a tad. I'd rather it be just a little short than just a little long. And that is perfect. I just want this on the side right here. Oops. This is just an easy little project, right? I've been making a lot of cards lately. I don't know. It's not just the birthday cards for the Facebook group, but making a lot of cards. It's been fun. I haven't always been real comfortable making cards, but you guys, we got to get comfortable making cards. It's not that hard. If you can make an ATC or any of these other cool things that we make all the time, you can make a card. I know everybody gets nervous about it. I think it's the part that we plan to give the card to somebody else that throws us off. It's not about the card. I think it's the intention behind the card and the giving part. Maybe we're not all that comfortable with our art. Like, is it worth giving or is it not worth giving? But look how perfect this is. I love this. And should I leave the torn edge on there? I think I should. because you know what? It says perfect and heartfelt and lovely. And even though it's an imperfect tear, I like that touch. So I think I want to, again, raise this so that it's not flat on here. I think it'll be easier to read if it has the shadow behind it. So we're going to put some foam on the back of this too. It's going to have to be a little, it's going to be a little tricky on parts because they're so thin in between. But I actually have a thinner tape too, so I think that'll be okay. All right. Doobie's busted. Did he find a bone? I think Doobie's getting in trouble because he found a bone on the couch and I was going to give it to him anyway. Sorry if I yelled into my camera, you guys. I'm so sorry for that. All right, we're just taping this up. Again, make it simple. We'll just put tape where it fits. The reason I put tape in here is just to support it so it doesn't like sag. It'll just hold it up a little better. Give it some height. Now I'm going to get, okay, hang on a second. I can put some of this stuff here. Some of these pieces. Maybe that one's too long. A shorter one here. Oh, maybe we don't need the thinner one. No, maybe we do. It doesn't have to be all over, just enough. Do you need another one here? Hopefully I'm in screen, you guys. I apologize if I am not been so focusing on getting these on here. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and peel these off again. There we go. I kind of like the fact that I'm using up this tape too. I think I've got 3 rolls of this size. This is not my favorite tape. I will not be reordering this tape. Not giving you the link. But it was not my favorite. It's kind of weird. But it was inexpensive and I thought, well, how can you go wrong with tape? And it just hasn't worked out. All right, we're breaking up, me and this tape, as soon as it's gone. All right. Perfect, heartfelt, lovely. And the imperfection of it makes it all the better. Oh, Lord. So this is how imperfect it is. I did it upside down. You guys, can I get this up? Nope. So, okay. So this is how we fix our mistakes. This will never do. Oh, my word. Look what I did. Okay, we can fix this, though, too. Oh, my goodness. I'm a dork. Okay, we're going to fix it. It's okay. It's all right. Just tell me this isn't how my day is going to go, because that's not a good sign. Lordy. That's not a good sign at all. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut it. We're getting out the grandma's shears and we are going to cut it. This is how we fix our mistake. We're going to cut another card base. All that work. Okay, 10. Here, let's just cut 2 card bases. Who knows? I might get this one wrong too. 10 by 6. What did I say? 6.5. Good grief. Did I do that wrong? Did I do that right? It's all right. We can fix this. It's not the first time. I can't believe I did that though. We're just going to glue this on here. That's it. We're just going to glue it on. Actually, I cut it slightly off. We're going to do one better. We are going to get some purple. Okay, this is going to be gorgeous, by the way. In part because of my mistake. So we're going to get some purple. Here's the purple. Look at this. Look at this. It's just going to get better. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to trim these edges even more, but not with that. Even more. We're going to go as steady-handed as we can. Using that straight line. Excuse my quietness, I'm concentrating. I can't cut straight lines for nothing. That's why I use my trimmer so much, because just don't trust it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So this card front now is 6 1/4 by 4. We'll say 4 3/4. 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm gonna go 6.5. What? 6.5. It's a little bit bigger. 6.5 by 4 and 6.5 by 5? That's not right. Okay, we're going to trim it down to right here. It doesn't matter my measurements because yours will be good. I just need to make sure this is a little bit bigger than this. And yet it will still fit on the card base in the right direction. Yep, it sure will. Okay, so we're just gonna glue. That's it. We're just gonna glue. This one's gonna go straight on, no more foam, because it's gonna get too thick to mail. And we don't want that. We don't want it to get too thick. Or too thick that you have to make a special envelope for, because then it's just gonna be crazy. So yeah, that's how we fix it. We just work with it. We turn it into something a little different than we originally anticipated. And you know what? I think it got better. I like it even more. All right, right side up, up. My card is a little off, so I'm gonna trim that barely. 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 I see what's happening. It's fine. It's gonna be imperfect. Okay, it already is. Don't need foam here either. If you have tape, that works too. I have tape. I'm not used to, I need to use some of that. Sometimes I get like the freebies from Simon Says Stamp and like the tape rolls and stuff. I don't use them very often. I forget about them. I really do like my glue, but I forget about them and I need to use them up. So I need to try to look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It turned out great. So that's how you fix that mistake. It happens. It happens to all of us at some point. So now we have this gorgeous imperfect perfect card. It's heartfelt and it's lovely. So put any old sentiment inside, something that suits you. And I think it turned out fantastic. I love it. You could add, now if this doesn't look like enough, it looks like enough for me. I'm not going to do anything more to it. But you could go and add a boat. Now I'm like, oh, maybe I should. You could add a bow to it. You could add jemmies to it. You could add, you know, whatever you want. So if you wanted to add something more to it, you could. But for me, I think it's great the way, although I did hesitate when I saw that bow on there. I was like, you know, but something like that would be beautiful. Maybe some trim. Sometimes the perfect, or the clean sharp edges are nice too, but you know, add a little butterfly to it. You do you, but you know, depending on your sentiment that you have cut out, you could do anything. So I hope you guys will use this idea. Use your negatives when your die cuts. Don't throw them all away, because sometimes you can make something fun. Now this is perfect to send out to a friend or to anyone. And I actually, you know, it's all for my scrap box. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned anything from this content or enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Would love to have you join my YouTube family. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.